defending, I think it's like.
People, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. I hope everyone's doing well and safe. Good evening to you lot out there in the UK. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and of course, good night where everyone else is concerned. Now, first things first, I hope you're all in good spirits. I hope you're all in good health. I hope you're all having a good week. Second of all, please make sure you're hitting the like button on the way in. I did say in my live stream earlier today that, I like to review the press conferences that Arteta does with you guys, and I thought, and I said it actually better yet, that if it comes out later, then I'll be back online. And in life, many people are not people of their words, in it. So I thought, you know what, let me keep my promise and be here with you lot, people. So yeah, I hope you're all doing well and safe. Please allow me to fix the title because YouTube's done me dirty. I never put leave on loan. No loan. Sorry, not leaving. Let's just leave it out my name, man, because YouTube's fucked up my title. Apologies, people. But yeah, I think we're back on now. I think we're back on. Everything's going cushy again, man. We're back again, man. The grind doesn't end. Come on, Deluded grinder. I appreciate that. That one could hang. Obviously, people, please make sure you're hitting the like button. And the second thing, please make sure you're subscribing and following on Twitch. Big up to everyone supporting the Twitch, only because, as you know, first bit of content tomorrow, 10 a.m. over on Twitch, and then we're over here at 11:30, and then so on and so forth. And please make sure you're checking your schedules for those of you that are followed on Twitch, that follow me on Twitch, because obviously there's a lot of games to come next week. We've got Arsenal on Monday, 2 Champions League streams on Tuesday, and there'll be content where the games aren't being played. I'm good for it, so please make sure you're paying attention, subscribe, and hit the like button where YouTube's concerned. So yeah, I hope you're doing well and safe. As you lot know, as I said, Mikel Arteta is giving his press conference. He's had a lot to say about Martinelli. He's touched on Guendouzi. He's reacted, I would say, to Thierry Henry's comments in a degree. So yeah, there's a bits and pieces to get through, man. So yeah, man. Deluded grinder, the name of the guy who had the dance. Been loving the morning Twitch streams. Make sure you don't miss them, nation. Okay, I appreciate that. Josh, Tino, I'm feeling good, man. I went gym. Same grind, different day. So, you same old, handled what I needed to handle. I'm feeling quite good, man. Away from that, bit of a tough week. Feel growth has been a bit slow in terms of YouTube. Actually, I think there's been a natural purge of everyone's channels where people have lost subscribers. But where that's concerned, I feel it's a bit slow. There's been a bit of frustration with that. And away from here, in the hours that you don't see me on YouTube, I'm just researching about the algorithm, and all of these sort of things. So bit of frustration from that. Obviously, there's one madman when it comes to dislikes as well, trying to hate on the thing. I don't know what's going on. I won't say I'm fazed by that. But other than that, good spirits, got my health. Couple things going on in the personal background. But other than that, it's all good, man. Appreciate you for asking, my guy, man. How do you find time for all these videos? Your dedication is amazing. Zane, apologies. If it means something to you, you make it happen, innit? It's by no means easy. And it might look like you just come here, turn the camera on, and that's it. But, there's never enough time. The struggle for balance and creating time is a myth. But, if it means something to you, make it happen. And there's a lot of things, that I have to stay consistent with. So yeah, you make it happen, man. Is what it is. Amen, Alex. Big up the channel members as well. Please make sure all of you channel members, please make sure, again, I know I've been doing you lot dirty. We're going to get back on the exclusive content grind very soon. But in general, those of you who fuck with, man, pardon my language, please check out the community tab, because that's where I put a lot of information. And I've actually put it down to a vote. As I said, it's Champions League next week. Hit the YouTube community tab. Again, I can't remember all the games, but I've given you the option of PSG, Leipzig, I think Atletico Madrid, Liverpool, if I remember correctly. There might have been one more option, but yeah, man, I'm always confused in relation to which live streams or which watch-alongs you guys want. So I leave it down to you lot to decide, people. So with that being said, I think so far Madrid versus Liverpool is winning, with 82%. You've got Ajax, Dortmund, PSG, Leipzig, and Madrid, Liverpool. So yeah, I don't know which one to do. I can't do one unless you lot tell me, in it. So it is what it is, man. Only real man wear pink. Big up DG, Mr. Morning One, but I'm here. Mine, my guy, you got your own life to live, and I do look pretty in pink and rather handsome and that. And ironically, I got the mug to match and that. And obviously, If you want to be fly like the guy, check out the DG merch. Come on, it is what it is. You set up perfectly for that advertisement. But yeah, I hope you're well and safe, whatever you lot have had to do, whether you've had work, school, you know, you're looking after the kids, them, wherever you lot are at, and however old you lot are, I hope everyone's doing well and safe. Tim, appreciative. Maps, appreciative. And yeah, you lot are right, man. If you ain't got haters, you ain't popping. But forget all of them. You know, let's get into a 1-2 bits and pieces. Now, before I actually carry on with Mikel Arteta's press conference, I want to kind of directly go over like Thierry Henry's comments, or better yet, Thierry Henry versus Arteta. Now, spoiler alert, Arteta hasn't really reacted and all of those sort of things. Do I think we'll sell Martinelli? No, but you know, no, I don't. But yeah, we'll get with that, man. So yeah, let's get into what Thierry Henry has said, or better yet, how Mikel Arteta has reacted to specifically what Thierry Henry has or hasn't said. Now, Mikel Arteta says Thierry Henry doubts over Arsenal's progress is just another opinion, which it is. I can't lie. I've spoken about this before and I can't remember the username, but first things first, yeah, it gave me a different perspective to Henry's comments, because obviously Thierry Henry, not on a funny man thing, but he's in bed with Daniel Ek, is he not? You know, so his comments could be taken as conflictive, as he, you know, it's Thierry Henry. You know, you should be able to separate the player from the manager or the player from the fan, but people will co-sign things just because of Henry. I'm not saying Henry's leading a hate campaign, and obviously we've turned our form around, if you can say that too early, but these sort of things, he can use that, you know, to put further pressure on Mikel Arteta, potentially on Kroenke, because Kroenke is the one that steers the ship. You know, Mikel Arteta has been appointed captain temporarily because it's not his company, he's just a manager. So maybe that's one conflicting opinion. Now, on the other hand, I just think Thierry Henry's allowed an opinion, and he's never been shy from having an opinion, and he's an Arsenal fan first and foremost. So just like everyone, he's allowed his opinion. I do think, though, considering you've been Monaco manager, you know, you've done your thing in MLS, just as a manager, you know how difficult it is to he didn't really directly put any questions at Mikel Arteta, but it's a bit, I think there's an unwritten etiquette about you kind of leave people's business alone. You don't really kind of comment on things. So where that's concerned, there's no love lost. And obviously, I do think Henry's been getting a bit of unnecessary hate from sections of the fan base, really and truly, because he's allowed his opinion. Some of you have said these things about Mikel Arteta yourselves, but you're vexed because Thierry Henry said it. Now, I think there's all logic around it, but for Mikel Arteta, I think he's right. It's just an opinion. You know, he's never going to live or die by the opinion of Thierry Henry. The reality matters is, all that matters is, you know, the fans' opinion, because obviously fan pressure. If no one buys tickets, you might lose your job. Rightly or wrongly, Kroenke, and I suppose whether give or take, it'd probably be another live stream as to who is, you know, higher up the food chain, Mikel Arteta or Edu. But if we just look at it on a simple one, as long as Edu, Kroenke, all of these guys co-sign what you're doing, rightly or wrongly, they're the only ones that matter. And opinions are subjective. You know, I don't know if Thierry Henry's ever commented on Mikel Arteta prior, but if we was to look at maybe when he came in, we was winning the FA Cup and things were happening, things could have been different. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. So it is just another opinion. You're not going to live or die by Thierry Henry's opinion. As long as the players think you're doing the right job and the people concerned with Arsenal, then things should take care of itself. But apparently he has dismissed doubts from Thierry Henry over Arsenal's progress under his management as just another opinion. We have won 10 points from our last 4 games, completely disregarding what happened prior to the season. The jury is still out on Arteta. You know, deserves praise right now because he's turned it around. Deserved a lot of criticism because it was moving mad, without obviously talking about the off-field matters and whatnot. But it is what it is. When asked obviously about this, Mikel Arteta, who we should remember was manager of the month in September. Don't really bit scared of this manager of the month business, because we saw how it went with Nuno. You know, really, you know, go back 2 months. Why aren't Tottenham running? That wasn't said. They won the bloody league in August. It's crazy. But anyways, unless from taking shots at that Tin Pot club and speaking about serious business, I haven't. I'm just hearing them from you. I mean, come on, Arteta, you're lying, man. You definitely saw them. You definitely knew I gone with Thierry Henry. You see everything. You know, if you didn't see it, your kids saw it, if they're of age, or your wife saw it, or friends and family, or whoever in the group chat. You definitely saw it from Thierry Henry. It's not like I or you lot are talking about it. You definitely saw Thierry Henry's comments. But away from it, people, he did speak about how they suffered. He said it's just another opinion. You have to respect that. It's something that certainly we can do better. When spoken about the lack of goal scoring, we can improve our efficiency in front of goal. When we get that balance right, it will help us win games. Personally, I think that's directly something you need to have. We're going to get into it, but he did speak on Patrick Vieira being a legend and things like that. Not that you could say anything other than that from Patrick Vieira. And it's a bit mad because, again, even though, of course, we're live, PMAV, it's shocking, isn't it? even though Vieira is Crystal Palace manager, we've got to remember them man they are conflicted as well. You know, them man they will chat to Daniel Ek. Who knows? One day they, you know, if in a dream world where Daniel Ek becomes manager, who knows? They might say, Vieira, we want you as gaffer, rightly or wrongly, or Vieira, forget the management thing, come do this director thing or whatever. So I think he's playing the game a bit, if I'm honest with you. So it is what it is. It's very interesting, but fundamentally, it's just an opinion. He's got to live with it, if I'm honest with you. But I just wanted to just speak about specifically Arteta's reaction to Thierry Henry's comments. People, hit the like button if you haven't already. Raw DG on the evening stream, Xmas vibes. I know I should do more evening ones, but I like the morning, man. Come up and at them, and I like to imagine you lot, you know, you've just finished your work meetings, or you know, you just got your coffee on the construction site, you've banged in your headphones, boom, there we go, sort of thing. But yeah, right, man. We're defo live. We're defo live, man. We're defo live. Anyways, let me see what you lot are saying as well. I don't know what to think. Henry failed as a manager, but he hasn't had a shot with a legit contender. I don't know if he knows better than Arteta. In my opinion, at our level, Arteta is a tier guy is probably better. Well, to be fair with you, he's won FA Cup. I ain't seen Thierry, but like you said, Thierry ain't managed Arsenal or anything like that. But I ain't seen a trophy to his name. And to be fair with you, you always got to watch out. I know there's some exceptions to the rules, but you always have to watch out for players that were obviously world-class quality players, because when it comes to management now, it's a bit sideways as well, people. You know, there's no surprise. Henry's looked a bit iffy. Roy Keane's looked a bit iffy. Half the good players looked a bit iffy. Obviously, man like Zidane's exceptions to the rule and things like that, but you get the point. Whether they're able to have the patience, I don't know. Because if I remember Henry as a player, very, you know, extremely good footballer, to call it nice, you know, a wavy footballer, like a world class, top class, once in a generational talent, all that stuff with Thierry Henry. And he was, you know, he had the source to it, the original Vavavood man and everything. But it was very opinionated. He'll let players know, he'll let teammates know, respectfully, he'll let a man know. And he even said it when he was busting out at the Emirates. And obviously things were changing. We got to, I wish we won, and you know, UEFA loaner and things. Got to the Champions League final, moved to the Emirates. You know, he was the sort of last domino to fall, of a different sort of age and whatnot to what was going on. And he said, maybe my personality and how I am, it's not allowing other people to shine, really and truly. I've seen that a lot. How many times have you been to a football team? And forgive me for sounding like not the right political term, but there's soft youths in the team, in it, like soft, like they're soft. They won't open their mouth. They're a certain sort of way. And there's people in the team that, you know, are a bit, you know, not shy to say that. How many times have you seen them shy ones just shut up and things? And this, let's just call him a bully, innit? This bully might not be there. And these other guys, they start showing you different sides. I never knew you could pass like that. I never knew you could do that. That's the sort of thing that could happen. And that might actually play a part into why he hasn't probably excelled as a manager. I say that. A man's managed Monaco. Man's been an MLS manager. Obviously, Thierry Henry ain't trying to do him too dirty and things, but yeah, man, it's one of them ones. If I'm completely honest with you, lot, bro. One dead manager talking about another failed manager, Arteta and Henry in brackets. Man said waiting on DG Durags soon land, man. Really, just another way to cover for him not playing. You're speaking about Martinelli. Do you think it's time we sell Martinelli? Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. No indications of that. No debates around that. Unless someone comes with 100 million or some madman thing. No. No. Martinelli's the future of this club. Hopefully he starts to get more minutes in the present. Simple as that. Interesting opinions, people. Someone asked Arteta about how quickly Vieira has adapted, and he starts saying, yeah, but he's had a couple other jobs trying to make excuses for himself. That's harsh, man. We move in silence. Vieira looking like he's a proper manager. First press conference, I felt like Arteta wasn't as on point as he usually is. To be fair with you, he's had a week or so off. Maybe he's just chilling off, really and truly. It is what it is. I can't lie, man. This green tea and honey is slapping. Sorry, folks. Arteta. Sorry, folks. You choose fucking with me. Will not. Here we have it. Cool. We'll run with that. Make sure we're hitting those like buttons, people, and things like that. Vieira had the stars too. Henry doing Vieira doing at Palace, getting tough points for sure, but his performance at Nice was poor and he's still just treading water with Palace. Do you know what it is? Yeah, obviously, I hope Thierry Henry, if he ever returns back to management, is amazing. I hope Vieira goes from strength to strength. I can't lie, Vieira, please just give us 3 points on Monday. But yeah, obviously, if we had to lose 3 points, we'd rather lose it to him. But the jury's still out on a lot of things. The jury's still like, I'm not being funny, but how many games we played in the Premier League and there's bare different narratives. You know, people were building up Chelsea to win the league and I still think they can challenge for what it's worth. But now people are saying, it's not happening and all of this sort of stuff. Spurs were amazing. Best thing since sliced bread in August. They're now in trouble, which this could change. Arsenal were getting relegated. Now we're back. You know, again, Brendan Rodgers, is he doing it at Leicester? There's many pressure on Ollie. There's many different narratives if the season ends right now that are going to be painted, but things can change. So I do think we need to wheel it in about Vieira as well. As much as I love him, again, it's been early days. Fantastic against Spurs. Obviously, they've been picking up some big points, playing quite well, and we wish him all the best. But early days, man, all that's gonna matter for me is what all of this is saying come May, because the table don't lie in May. You can say, but we had injuries and this happened and that happened, and our best form was in September, but it doesn't matter. It just, where did you start in August? Where did you finish in May? Where Arsenal's concerned, it won't happen. But you know, first target, did you get Champions League? No. Yes or no? Did you get Europa League? Yes or no? You know, did you qualify? Did you win the FA Cup and bring home a trophy? No. Alarm bell should be ringing if any of these three, or at least one of the three, hasn't been achieved. Something that might keep people safe. Do we look more like a football team? And at this present moment, our defense and to a degree our midfield, it's looking like there's more confirmations, more quote unquote stability, but it's still a long way. There's too many false narratives. As you lot know, one of my pet peeves are these false narratives. And I always say, last season, people were saying it's over for Pep Guardiola, this and that. I remember the game at Etihad where, you know, Leeds had his number. Bielsa, you know, Pep was begging Bielsa for a point. People were saying they were finished. Now, look, I know it's a bit different. It's a player, but just the other day, John Stones had no career at City. Now then he went on and burst on the scene. And ironically, he struggled for game time now because Laporte and Diaz are doing their thing. But you get the point, people, really and truly. Like, time will tell. Like, Arteta versus, call it that. You can tell Henry is a real fan because comments like this will surely only hinder his chance to manage us. I'm not sure. I mean, I've seen Ian Wright say kind of Kroenke, and he's still working with Arsenal here and there, innit? Get the likes up if you haven't already, people. Henry really didn't say anything wrong about Vieira's experience. Really does help managers. Love your streams, bro. I appreciate that. Comments like that are why we keep coming back time and time again. Shout the Nightbot. As it says, please make sure you're following me on Twitter and things like that. So yeah, appreciate that. Interesting comments. Keep them coming, people. But obviously, let's actually see everything that's been said in this press conference, or anything that hasn't been said, because everything's down to interpretation. So Mikel Arteta, sorry folks, Mikel Arteta press conference. Let's go. Where's that Arsenal tab? There it is. Let's close that one so we can actually see. Arteta on Team News, Smith Rowe and Palace. Did think this would have been done on Friday, but it's been done on Thursday. He's spoken on Xhaka, Vieira, Guendouzi, as I said. Obviously, we're probably going to see a repeat of what we covered slightly before in Thierry Henry's comments, or better yet, Arteta's reaction to the comments. But it is what it is where that's concerned. This earpod going way too deep in my ear, but it's out feeling a bit mad. A man said earpod, headphones. Where are my earpods? Oh. Anyways, on team news and the latest on Granit Xhaka, at the moment, everyone seems to be okay. Xhaka is progressing really well, but obviously we know it's a long-term injury, unfortunately, and he's not going to be available. Once again, we wish Xhaka a speedy recovery from a human point of view. You know, whatever you have to say about him as a footballer, and I can have my opinion. First and foremost, he's got a young family. He's got, you know, I think he's got a daughter and a son, or 2 daughters, so would like him to be fit, so obviously he can be the best dad physically, play with his youths, do what he needs to do with them. And obviously, he's only going to be a footballer for max 15 or so years. Generally, he's going to be a father to the man till he drops dead, in it. So first things first, hope his knee or whatever got injured recovers properly and there's no problems with that. Whatever I have to say about Granit Xhaka, and we all have a lot to say about Granit Xhaka, it should actually be a movie in itself. Granit Xhaka's time at Arsenal. I need bodies in midfield, and we're down to our bare bones. Again, we're a Partey injury away from a crisis. God forbid anything happens to Lokonga, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Partey, El Nene before he goes off to AFCON and all of these things. I know we talk about maybe some young players getting thrown in, potentially buying someone in January, doing this and doing that. But fundamentally, I think it's a gamble we couldn't afford to take. I think we've known for 2 years in particular, even more so, but 2 years that midfield, we're going to live or die by it. We're going to live or die by its ability to people to work individually, how individuals can work in partnerships or pivots, how we work in a trio, our options, our depth. We're going to live or die by midfield. And I don't really know enough about Arsenal's midfield. It don't necessarily dominate games through sheer grit, determination. It's not really high intensity pressing. They're not like previous Arsenal players where it's bare poets on the pitch and whatnot and artists. So there's still a lot to learn. Shout out UVPN, but allow me. So yeah, we wish him all the best, really. And on whether the international break will help us, in the famous words of DG, it is what it is. We managed to turn things around a little bit, but there's still a big margin for improvement, without a doubt, namely how we're managing games. Because if we're real with ourselves, Brighton were wasteful. We can't be accountable for that, but they were wasteful. We made 2 impressive blocks with Cedric and Gabriel against Norwich. Brighton, we got away with it. Burnley, VAR didn't do anything. Spurs could have went different. That second half wasn't really as straightforward as it should have been. I actually implore you all to remember, before we got our second goal, we actually allowed Spurs to settle. Then when we made it 2-0, it was a bit mad. We knew we're not going to be perfect. This is where Arsenal fans, I'm not saying temper your expectations, but, you can't think it's a winning thing every week. Obviously, there's a certain amount of competencies we want to see according to whatever positions these players play, collectively, what they're doing, all of these things. But we're not going to win every game. This is a very naive young squad, and they're going to have to learn. They're learning practically. They're going to have to fail fast. I hope Tomiyasu, for me, amazing prior to the Brighton game. Weren't that bad, but I want the Brighton game to be in your head, because that's where you need to improve. Ramsdale's been spot on, but that Xhaka moment, it could have went another way. There's going to be times where Ben White and Gabriel look shaky if they haven't already, and there's other players. So we've got a naive squad. We're going to have to learn these lessons. If you're learning to ride a bike, you're going to drop off it and cut your knee bare times. That's what we're doing, really and truly. And we've got a naive manager, because my pet peeve for Arteta himself, I don't think his game management, I know he can set up a team perfectly, like think of something all week, but particularly when it comes to closing out games and seeing things. I look at Marie being clearly exposed way before Chelsea scored when they beat us. I look at how we was managing the Spurs game. The players were still a bit giggity and still trying to do what they were doing in the first 10 minutes and in the last, but I was looking at the gaffer. I felt we could have taken this thing out of the game, but it is what it is. 10 points from potential 12 is a platform, but that's all it is. We've broken even. We held some L's. We've got some W's. All that matters is what's going on in May. Doesn't matter what we've done. It should be out of it's irrelevant that we've gone on this quote unquote run. It doesn't matter now. It really doesn't matter. We're back to square one. Palace, we dropped points last year. Go and put it right. Villa, have our number. Go and put it right. You've got Man United to come in November. You've got Leicester to come this month. You've got some difficult games and difficult periods. So everyone needs to stand up to be counted. Simple as that. He's right. It is what it is. But we got important results that were needed in that moment. And we just need to think about doing things better, progressing up the table, and focus on winning our next match. On increasing our attacking threat, there have been many areas of focus. That is one of them. Obviously, the players we have here available here to work because of internationals is very limited. Lacazette's there. Martinelli was there. But it's certainly something we can do better and improving our efficiency in front of goal. And when we get that balance right, it will obviously help us to win more games. To be fair with you, that's something I really feel is an Arteta thing, because again, we was 9th for goals. We're very low for chances created, shots, and all of these things, to the point where Arsenal fans were having a wank fest over when we've actually had 30 shots in a game and things like that. Buy more tickets, you might have a more chance of winning the lottery. But I think a lot of our game is restricted in that final third. And I think personally, Arteta needs to find that balance of, telling them what they need to do, being coordinated, but he needs to give them freedom within a framework for these players to build relationships and work their magic, because I shouldn't see it on isolated incidences. It should be sixth sense. Again, I don't want to be it, but quote unquote Vengerable and them things there. And it comes from being brave. Now, I hope with us improving somewhat defensively, we start to see more there, but it's what it is. And I know Aubameyang ain't quite the Aubameyang he used to be. Lacazette, we can say what we want, but I'm sorry, it does feel like a spoiled kid if we're crying about not scoring goals when you've got Martinelli, Saka, Smith Rowe, all need to improve individually in terms of output. Pepe, 70 odd million. Lacazette, 52 million French international. Aubameyang, you do not become a bad player overnight as much as he needs to hold accountable. Both these are people don't want to play against these. Like, if anyone that understands football understands you don't want to, as a defender, you don't want to play at the weekend against people like that. So why are we making it easy? So that's something to improve, and I need Arteta to improve that. Goals win games. You know, when you can't, as much as we're improving defensively, I can't say we're a great defensive side, and I can't say we score enough goals. How are you going to win a game of football? And that's excluding, obviously, from what we've done in our last couple of games, people. On Patrick Vieira as a player and a captain, what can he say? He's a legend. He's an Arsenal legend, and I hope he gets the reception he deserves for what he did for the club, not only as a player, but also what he transmitted as a person. He was a captain of the club in the most successful era in the last many years, and it's great to have him back. On how he's adapted as a Premier League manager, well, he's had a couple of experiences as a manager, and he knows the league really well. And to be fair with you, that's where I think Arteta struggled, because you look at someone like Gerrard. At least he was doing under 18s for Liverpool. Fair enough, his kids and whatnot, but you understand relationships. This guy might be a prima donna. This guy you can shout at. You know, I need to get results. All of these things. Pep Guardiola's someone probably not to compare it to, but I'm sure God just said you're going to be a good manager and do all of this mad stuff, but how much experience did he get with Barcelona B? And look, and at the time, what Busquets, Pedro, all these guys were coming through at the same time, and he was doing mad stuff. Yeah, Vieira has had experience at Nice in MLS, obviously with Manchester City's academy, which is true. But it's true, man. And he said you can see the touch that he's trying to put in the team, and the things he is trying to implement there. On whether the way Vieira sets up Palace gives us an opportunity, I don't know how they're going to set up. They've done it in different ways and have used different players in most of the time, similar positions, formation. Sorry. So let's see how the game develops. I can't lie. This is the one game, and I'll talk about more when I do the preview. This is the one game people need to shoot. You know, their keeper is shaky. You know, you look at the game against Brighton, they've got a young defense. I expect Gallagher to play well, Gurhey to do his thing. Yeah, Gurhey. They've got good players. Zaha has our number, so it is what it is. On being named manager of the month, I mean, it's gone now, man. It's gone now. But anyways, yeah, it's not personal because it is also for all the people behind who help achieve those trophies. It's nice, and we will now just focus on the next thing, which is win more football matches, and hopefully there will be more to come, because that would mean we are doing the right things. On how quickly things change in football, it is an opportunity that this gamer gives you. Hey, man, I don't know who's done the transcripts, but I hope it means game gives you, and you have to stand up. Just so you know, I'm not adding stuff. Gamer gives you. You have to stand up, keep believing, work hard, be critical, and analyze things to try to change them and improve them. Football always gives you another opportunity. Obviously, the fans will. I'm not going to read that out. The fans will Yeah, apologies, people. I think we're back now. I can't lie. I think BT are working on the internet or something in my yard. But yeah, man, they tried to nerf, man. We're back again, man. We're back again. No, no, no. I'm back. 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 Hotspot settings. This is what I do for you, lot. Burning out the data for you, lot. No one grinds like this. I told you, haters, BT, none of these guys, none of these niggas can stop me. Like, I'm sorry, they can't stop this. They can't stop this. I'm inevitable, man. Yeah, lost me. Temporary business. We're back again. One love to everybody that we kept on. Just hit the like button. We go again, man. Man said, raw DG with the trim. I appreciate that, but rate me, man. I know I'm always grinding, but you get me, man. It's a sexy chocolate darling and that, man. Come on, man. I'm back, man. They can't stop it. They can't stop it. They can't stop it. Bro, BT are dead. All these guys are dead, man. At least it's not a me thing because he's saying, yeah, my BT Wi-Fi just dropped off as well. So yeah, they must be moving booked. All I know is that we pay too much money for that. But as I was saying, he was saying with Granit Xhaka, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know where he was, but with Granit, I don't know. But I'm sure that if you tell him 3 months, he'll be thinking 2 months. He'll be trying to do extra work to try to minimize that time. That's for sure. We have to do it in the right way because it's a significant injury, and we want to have him back properly when he can. Exactly. That's all we can say with Granit Xhaka. 100% redemption, my guy. On Thomas Partey. Now, this is the sort of stuff that starts worrying me because I've just seen him gone off to Ghana. He's found his shooting boots. It's looking wavy. What do you mean, Thomas Partey? If he'll be ready for Palace? I thought he's cool. He said, well, let's see. We haven't had the players here yet. Some of them, because they're still traveling, they have not been assessed by medical staff. And obviously, there's the element of fatigue. But hopefully, he finished both games really well. He played really well and scored a couple goals like many other players did in this international break. Obviously, Pepe, Smith Rowe, Aubameyang, Partey, missing out some. People did score. Saka. And hopefully everyone is in the right condition on Monday to help us win the game. Fair play, man. Fair play. Again, trying to skip over the Vieira things because we know he's experienced. We know he's an Arsenal legend. We know he's got Palace playing quite well at this moment. We've previously spoken about Thierry Henry's comments, and obviously there is the international break. So I'm starting to think about it more. Obviously now, I don't want to make excuses, but they've played games. They've got to travel and get all the air miles in them. We've got 2 games next week. So people are going to have to stand up to be counted. Some of you have been around the block now. These excuses, quote unquote excuses, may or may not run Mikel Arteta. 45 likes. Can we get to 100 people? We're not quite there yet. On managing Arsenal 25 years on from Arsene Wenger's first game. I don't know. When you are still in this industry, that ball is rolling and roles change. And in the next 10 years, something else could happen with another former player or another former manager that has a different role in another team. It's part of what it is. We know the Invincibles was amazing to watch. Obviously, he's not going to want to play against Patrick Vieira. On whether Lacazette could leave in January, we are focusing on getting the best out of Laka, and he shows every day his commitment is here. We just want to give him the right minutes so that he can show his quality and help the team do better. And to play devil's advocate, you say that how many starts has he got in the Prem? How much minutes has he been afforded in the Prem? I know we've turned our form around, so it's a bit if and buts, but yeah, man. It is what it is. On Jack Wilshere and whether we have a plan for him, yeah, our plan probably will be when we don't sign anyone in the summer. In the January, that we need to give him a pay as you play. He's around the place. We are trying to help him get fit. He's training sometimes with us in the academy. He's around the place, and it's been great to have him around. That will continue to be the case. Big up to Arsenal for that sort of stuff. On whether we've lacked a leader in midfield since Vieira left, let's be real, we still ain't got a leader there. I know Xhaka opens his mouth and he said that he used to, despite being the younger brother, his mum and dad used to give him the keys to walk home, but we haven't really had leaders here. I don't know. That was a long time ago, so I don't know what the research has been. This guy's killing me. There have been some really good midfielders, and Patrick was Patrick. There's not going to be another one like him. One skill he's picked up from Wenger, not quite as classy, but great way of evading the question. On a need for a big leader in midfield, yes, but you can have them in different positions and with different qualities. It's a different era as well. I know it's a different era, but some things remain the same, You look at half the teams that are doing better than us, it's because their midfield is spot on. Say what you want about Chelsea, Kovacic, Jorginho, there's Kante, them man are dominant in what they do. City, dominant in what they do. Fabinho, dominant in what he does, Boy, We cannot try to copy that. And obviously, it would be great to have someone like Patrick or Tony in the team, but we have different qualities and different characteristics, and we have to develop them. Fair enough. On Aaron Ramsdale's positive start to life in North London, we tried to make a decision as a club to sign and bring in the right profile that we believe he had all the qualities needed to succeed at the club. It's very early to make a judgment on how good he is, but the way that he's settled and what he can transmit on and off the field, I think is really important. He has engaged and he has adapted really well to the club. I think he's getting a very good connection as well to our supporters, and he's performing well, which is the most important thing. On if Ramsdale could challenge Pickford as number one, I don't think it's just Ramsdale. I personally think that number one spot for England is an open door. Anyone can grab that, but Southgate has his favourites. He needs to keep performing like what he's done and always try to think about what he's doing right, and then to continue those things, be humble and think about the things he can improve. I mean, what does Arteta know about international call-ups? I'm hitting a man way below the belt there, really. Pause. Then everything will come naturally, as has already happened very early on with him. To be a goalkeeper with his age and his career, he deserves that because of how he's handled every step along the way. Some of them have been difficult moments and disappointments, which are important as well to evolve in your career, which is true. Can't take nothing away from that. That's facts. Make sure we're hitting the like button if we have not done such already, folks. So he's right. He's right. He's right. Can't take anything away from that. That's facts. On if Smith Rowe needs to add more goals to his game. Everybody does. Everyone does. And Smith Rowe's going to live or die by goals, assists, and how he grabs games by the scruff of its neck, without a doubt. I think the intention, the hunger, and the ambition should be there. He's capable of doing it. We want to ask players to do things they can achieve, and I'm sure Emil can improve that part of his game. He's willing to do so. He's working on it almost every day, and he's asking the right questions. He's getting better because he has a real hunger. On Smith Rowe's humility, to be fair, Emil is naturally like this. And I mean, you get it. He looks naturally reserved. If anything, sometimes you have to tell him how good he is. He needs to believe how good he is. You have to encourage him to try things he's capable of doing. He's a joy to work with. It's still very early days in his career, but we are really happy to have him in the team. Now, the good parts in relation to Martinelli, who unfortunately has picked up a minor injury, allegedly. Well, because of the amount of players we have in those positions, first of all, he's had some games that he played. He did start. And people do need to remember he did start against Brentford and Chelsea. He didn't take his chance. Other people have. But I mean, when your manager says, because of the amount of players we have in those positions, for Martinelli, he needs to make him the number one target because Saka plays there. Smith Rowe plays in a bloated position, as does Saka. It's irrelevant if they're playing. So that's what Martinelli needs to do. Many of you are probably saying, but DG, he needs an opportunity. And I agree with you that, it's the same things that we were saying with Pepe last year to a degree that are now being said with Martinelli. If I'm honest with you, it's just a full circle. But skipping to the main part, unfortunately, he got injured last week. It's a minor injury, and we don't know if he's going to be available for Monday. We have a lot of options with Gavi, and we need to find the right space for him to grow within the squad. Yeah, you do, but you need to play the done. On Martinelli's progression, no. If you look at the numbers that he's played, the injuries he's suffered have been big setbacks. Sometimes we forget his age, what he's done, and where he is. This is a lot of things, and to be honest, it all did happen quite quick for him. And where he is, we need to try to help him to maintain that balance because you can generate frustration that, in my opinion, comes out of not a very realistic diagnosis. You need time to do that. And that's true. People start moving mad, as they did with Balogun. Balogun's the Messiah, the best thing since sliced bread, which is not true. On if Martinelli could go on loan, I'm very happy with him. We're not thinking about that. And I mean, I'm only sanctioning a loan if you're not going to play the man. He needs to go out elsewhere. But me personally, no loans are required. He needs to play. He will get his chance. Grab it by the scruff of its neck. On potentially losing El Nene and Partey to the African Cup of Nations, which, I mean, we knew in August, should have brought players in. Let's see where we are at that point, which players we have and which players definitely have to be there and for how long, because there are some question marks there as well. We'll need to find a solution. If they have to leave, they have to leave. We'll have to find the right replacements for them. On Matteo Guendouzi, and if there's a chance of him returning this season, bearing in mind there's an obligation to buy, assuming variables are obtained in his Marseille contract. But right now, he's gone for the season. I think he's having a really good spell at Marseille, and it's part of the plan we made with him. He's continued with his development. We'll make a decision at the end of the year on if Guendouzi has played his last game for Arsenal. I think you cannot say that about a player that is owned by the club. And I mean, it's going to be diplomatic. He has no business in October saying Guendouzi's not part of it because, again, there's little bits and pieces going on, so we'll have to see. So that's where that's concerned, people. Apologies about the technical difficulties, but as I said, we made a way, man. Deluded, what do you think about January losing Partey, Pepe, Aubameyang, and El Nene? Would you bring Sanchez back from Inter? No, I'd be trying to bring in some midfielders, which Alexis is not. Lacked a leader since before Vieira left, considering Arteta was a midfield captain. It's crazy, isn't it? Well, if Partey's not playing, you can forget about it, man. Brother who wrote the transcript wasn't having it, trust. He just wanted to leave, man. As if man froze as soon as I joined. Hey, we're back, man. We're back. I even told you. Let me see what you lot are saying. You lot must have been concerned, didn't it? Where you going? What's going on? Between Guendouzi / Aziz loan, Xhaka's injury, Wilshere advising, and AFCON, guys, the stars are aligning for Charlie Patino, especially considering the form he's been. Hopefully he gets chances, but let's allow it in it. Let's calm it down a bit, man. The chances of us having to field academy midfielders are real. It's a bit peak, and it is. It is. But fans, fans would crack. The conditions are never going to be perfect for a young player. But Charlie could be thrown in, and fans are saying, "Oh, he's overrated now." Then this is what I hate about fans. Not saying any of you lot, so I wouldn't throw him in yet. But sometimes these could be the best things to thrive. And we've got to probably, Patino, Aziz, maybe other people. Akinola could be someone because he's a similar profile to Partey in that he's probably better as a 6. I don't think Akinola is going to make the grade at Arsenal, but he might make us a decent change. But yeah, man. I thought there was as well. Basuma, I mean, he needs to clear up his name and that first. We can't have them sort of man there. So clear up your name and then we can chat about what's going on. Loan for Gabby would be great for his game time and confidence to perform up to his abilities. It's for me, I think Arteta needs to be on a Wenger setting and sub Martinelli on at the 75th, like clockwork. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. As the more you lot talk about AFCON, the more power I'm starting to get because we're losing a bloody lot of players, isn't it? Unexpected high bills for those of you who have not hit that like button, people. So yeah, man. Well, to be fair, and then he's the best Egyptian in the Premier League. Who would you bring in the January window? The players I want, you can't bring them in, man. Really, I would try for adding Yemi in that. I don't know, man. The players that I want, you probably can't do in January. You can't get Tushamani, you can't get Awa, you can't get Guimaraes, you can't get Kakare, you can't get these man. Really, I know even sure was like, he ain't really hit off. Is that something we could? You can't get these man. You can't. Can you get Adeyemi? I think that boat sailed. Could we see? Could we see if there's a loan to be had for Talisio by Munich? I don't know for specifics around centre mid, but I would love 2 central midfielders in this club. I would love Lokonga, Part. A man said, DG, you need to hit the like button. I hit it already. As I was saying, Lokonga, Partey, New Donny, someone in the squad to complement the thing. I want 5 real midfield options, and I know what I'm saying with Smith Rowe and Odegaard. If I just want 2 midfielders, and then Xhaka would be moved to the side. You can do up squad player. That's about it, man. In an ideal world, Torreira and Guendouzi, if the baggage wasn't around, they'd be in the squad right now. We might be having a different question. Is it down to a lack of ability that they're not getting options and whatnot? But yeah, we're in trouble. And regardless of what Arteta says publicly, privately, they were midfielders in Edu and Arteta. They can't not be looking for a midfielder. We have to sign a midfielder in January. And the problem is in Jan, everyone's going to know that. Everyone knows Arsenal needs a midfield. Everyone knows Arsenal were looking for a midfielder and potentially a striker last summer. Sorry, everybody knows that. Everyone knows our injury situation. Everyone knows potentially the gamble we're playing. Nobody really wants to sell people in January anyway, so you have to make it worth your while. And there's also a risk of signing someone in January and them needing time. People weren't really too impressed with Odegaard based on when he came in January. Very impressive. Bruno Fernandes, actually, that's the most impressive thing for me with Bruno at United. Like, he was signed in January. Forgive me if I'm wrong. I might be talking nonsense, but I'm sure he was signed in January, and it felt like he was also there. So there's a lot of gambles. DG, who do we play in the league when AFCON is coming on, bro? You got Lokonga and Xhaka, ideally. If people are fit, hopefully this imaginary centre mid arrives in January and we take it from there, man. Dennis, you're moving mad, bro. Shout out to you, man. But anyways, unexpected high bills for people that haven't liked. Bro, Alvin, it's got to be done, man. Psh. When you lot's boilers break, I warned you lot. I did warn people. They want to listen. But I don't know, man. You know, I was gonna say El Nene. El Nene's not here. You obviously forgot about Ainsley Maitland-Niles. You've got Ainsley Maitland-Niles, who should be getting a chance. That's even a situation because I know he seems to have a role here. But would you say you're playing enough football? I don't know. It's crazy. One of them ones. But boy, I don't know who we play, man. We play City and Spurs in Jan, bro. And this is assuming that we're actually going to get touch wood, pause. You know, this is all assuming we're going to get from now to January with no setbacks, no suspensions, no other problems. I hope that's the case. But, you know, I'm sure Lokonga's had a little knock at the start of the season. I'm sure Partey's had a knock at the start of the season. I'm sure Xhaka is not fit currently. And hopefully Xhaka is back. And to be fair, he's quite durable. But we're in issues, you know. Gonna have to probably use Odegaard and Smith Rowe in that pivot, or one of the two, probably Odegaard, because Smith Rowe ain't done it in an Arsenal shirt for me. What I've seen there, so it's one we're gonna have to think about, innit? Like we're gonna have to have a serious think about it and see what's going on in that regard. So boy. Oh, so who do you play in the league? We can look at January right now. My bad, broski. We can look at January for you right now. Give me a sec. Look at the fixture calendar. Matches. Scroll all the way down. Let's go to January. Do we want to look at this? Gabon ain't making it out their group. I mean, you know, big up everyone participating in AFCON and every player that's gone off for us. We wish them the best, but with respect, the sooner they go out, the better. Would like someone to win it, but yeah, if they're not making out their group, Aubameyang come true. But to be fair, as much as I love Aubameyang, I think I'd be more. It sounds mad to say about our captain and historically top goal scorer and all these things. But if I'd be more comfortable with Aubameyang staying the duration of the AFCON, assuming Gabon did what you're saying they can't, Zach, and get out the group and things, then I would be with Partey and these sort of guys, if I'm completely honest with you. Because I mean, you've got Lacazette, Martinelli, maybe Balogun gets an opportunity, maybe even January's where Eddie Nketiah signs himself, and you know how it is, couple months on his contract, he might get his opportunity. You know, January is going to be a funny one because obviously Kolasinac probably should be moved on. Cedric, I don't know. Ainsley, that's a situation to review. Couple of the young boys might have to move them on or go out on loan. You'd imagine we sell Eddie Nketiah permanently unless there's something we don't know. Balogun potentially goes out on loan, but I'm more happy for Aubameyang to stay the whole month than I would be for Partey specifically. And I don't want to quite extend that to saying El Nene, but El Nene's a centre mid. So let's just say Partey and centre mid because it just don't sound right. But anyways, away from that, you spoke about who we're going to be playing in January and that. As you can see, what a great way to start the year. And hopefully we start that with a madness. But we've got Manchester City. Assuming we're still in the Cat Yarabal Cup, we'll obviously be playing on the 5th of January. And again, that might not have nothing to do with the league, but you got to remember that's another 90 minutes in the legs. And like I said, this is assuming there's no other injuries. Because again, as you know, injuries are worse for our squad because of the obvious, but also we increase the risk of injuries for our other players because we're having to use them more and all of these sort of things. So yeah, man, we've got the Cat Yarabal Cup, we've got the Emirates FA Cup to come into play, and personally, I want to win it. I want to go all the way. Well, boy, you know, we might not be playing in the league for time. Obviously, these are probably subject to changing and things. These probably may or may not be played on the date stated. But assuming you go through, you got the cup action, and again, these are more and more minutes in the legs. And assuming we was to go through and it's played on the Wednesday, but at some point, these games are coming quite fast, people. You know, not too much recovery time between assuming you play in the third round of the FA Cup, get to the semi-finals of the Yarabal Cup. You've got to play Spurs, and last time I checked, we ain't got the biggest of squads, and we already saw against Brighton. You know, we're at the stage now where we need to find a consistent 11. But as you know, in football, you can't have the same formation in 11 in over a 38-game period. You need to chop and change. And do we have that luxury? Are we good enough to that standard? You know, there's too much of a drop-off in quality. really generally, but it's something we have to do. So you've got Spurs, and for me, the one big thing I think of January is just fixtures. They're coming thick and fast, even though we're not in Europe. So you can imagine you got Spurs, you got Burnley at home, you've got City, and you got a bag of cup games. So again, with respect, you got three teams that, well, I ain't gonna beef with City, but City are gonna want to take 3 points. We don't like Spurs, and they don't like us. You might as well say the same about Burnley, or for me, I mean, Burnley, with respect, if you're a Burnley fan, I effing hate that football club. Like, I want them to get relegated. Like, I don't want nothing good to happen for Burnley at all. I want them to go down. That's just me personally. So January, that's January where it's concerned, my guy. You know, should we look at the first couple games of Feb? Again, boy, February's a good start. You know, assuming you're through to the fourth round of the FA Cup, bro. You got 2 away trips, Stamford Bridge and Molineux, quickly. So, boy, you see it there yourselves, folks, man. We're going to need to be at the ready. We're going to need to be doing serious things, you know. Again, we're going to need to sign certain individuals. Concerns me. So, yes, it's a gazy one, man. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel 100%. Don't forget that, folks. Come on. Big up to everyone hitting the like button. 67 likes, people. We're not quite at 100. You lot are violated, man. It is what it is. We make it. We keep moving. Is there anything else Arsenal related? Not that I can see. We've kind of spoken about everything, ain't we, folks? See where else? Let me go on the gossip columns and that. No, it's the same old. And Ainsley Maitland-Niles, just like Ben White, has spoken about how good Martinelli is in training and said he's the nutmeg king and that. So it will happen soon, man. You know, it will happen soon for Martinelli. I got no concerns over him, man. Hope you're all doing well and safe. But with that, there's nothing more to say, people. So I might as well let you lot enjoy your evening and get out of here, to be completely honest with you, man. Yeah, let me see what Josh is saying before I get out of here. If the aim is top 6, we need to get at least 7 points in our next 3 games, bro. 7 to 9 points for me, maybe even more. Boy, you know, we've spoken about that fixture calendar yesterday. There's no easy games. Stand up to be counted. You know, you can forgive yourselves for the start of the season. Our winning run means nothing now. Make sure October's a month to remember as well. And we're sitting here in a month's time, or, you know, in a couple of weeks, and we're saying, okay, that was decent. And we can focus on November, because now we're in what I think is the toughest period, apart from obviously April to May, where it's a furlong, man. So you've got to do stuff, man. 7 to 9 is peak, bro. We need to be doing a Mazza. Big fan right here. Keep up the good work. Ultimate giveaways, I appreciate that. But on a serious note, I'm not going to take up any more of your afternoon, evening, night, whatever, people. Please make sure you hit the like button. You're following, subscribed on Twitch. I'll be back again at 10 a.m. on Twitch. I'll be back again at, assuming there's stuff to talk about, 11:30 a.m. on YouTube. And then actually after that, I think I'm playing Football Manager on Twitch, so make sure you join me. Check out the Twitch schedule. I think that's at 3-4 p.m. and then I'm going to be doing a live stream for PSG versus whoever they're playing in it over on Twitch. So yeah, man, love to see you all there. Saturday again, Premier League live streams. Brentford and Chelsea will be on YouTube, and prior to that, I'll be doing Watford and Liverpool on here. Well, no, that will be on Twitch. Anyways, just make sure you're following on YouTube and Twitch, and you don't miss a thing. Twitter as well, Instagram, all of those things. And yeah, man, I'll see you lot later, man. I don't want to leave you lot just yet. Load management will be key for sure. May even see Elneny play a little bit more in December to take the burden off who'll be here in Jan. Zach, that would be logical. That's what they should be doing. Load management is, like you said, vital. And I look at when last season, when Xhaka got injured in the last sort of phase of the season, when David Luiz got injured, you know, when Partey was injured and then rushed back and suffered setbacks, I don't think we always managed players properly with that. So you're right on that, man. You know, it's tough on us, bro, and we've hardly got any players going off if we deep it. But yeah, on that note, I'm going to get out of here. I'll catch you lot later, people. Enjoy your evening. Check out the rest of the content. Please don't get away without hitting the like button. Unexpected high bills for those of you who don't. God bless. Peace. Is what it is, man. Marvel.
So it's always just that active red line, defending. I think it's like